night out. So I
Has
was
that she said that before?
council members are present. And Chris, this is your last meeting with us, so, but we appreciate everything you've done with us and stuff. But you're on the hook for a while for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, till we get them.
Oh, I thought we were swearing them in.
Well, we are, we're waiting on that.
Oh.
So we're waiting on the Judge, on Judge Smith. She'll be here shortly. But we can go ahead and do public comments. So we have, anybody signed up for public comments? No, nobody for public comments?
No.
Okay.
Well.
All right. All right. Then we'll go ahead and go to, I had that copy twice on mine. That's what I get for looking at my own handwritten. Next is we'll recess for the Board of Adjustments. Once again, show that all members are present. And we have a consent item, so I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes from September 8th.
I make a motion. Second.
Okay, so I got Suzanne and David.
I'll second that. That's my last second.
All right, there you go, Chris. Get Chris on there.
Your last grade.
There you go. All
I
right,
remember my first.
so Andrea sent those out. Any corrections or anything? Okay, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, good. Next is discuss and take possible action on new home build at 107 Poplar Drive. So I need a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay. And are the Rodriguez's here? Oh, good. Howdy. So we have their drawing, and this is down Poplar Drive. And I think we just got in the location of the layout on the lot, because that was one piece that was missing, right?
Yes.
Did we get that?
Yeah, it just came in.
Came today.
I emailed that out earlier, but it's here.
I guess I didn't read it.
Is that
It just came.
I sent it, I received it earlier, but I didn't see it until.
Right next to it, in between Dr. Locke and Phil, right across from me, actually, almost. In the White House.
Your neighbors. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. And it looked like the lot layout is fine and meets, can you make it a little bit bigger? I had the email up here. Let's see.
It should be compliant with all the setbacks.
Yeah, I believe it, just at a quick glance and looking at it. Looks like it's actually even extra.
Yeah.
The front to back and then the sides are good.
Depending on budget and when we get to groundbreaking, we may request an amendment to make a second entry where the drive would be
Circular drive?
circular drive.
Mhm.
It would just basically be to the north.
Okay, okay.
How many square feet is your house gonna be?
The footprint is quite big, like 5,900. Something like the footprint, only because I have a very large shop. But the house, the living space itself is 2,900, 3,000, something like that.
Nice size house.
Where's
Pretty.
the septic? Do you have septic plans?
We will have septic plans, it's not included in this. I do have a septic designer, they're in design, and they'll file the proper permits with the county and that sort of thing. And as soon as I have them, as soon as I approve them, I'll send them to y'all.
Is it gonna be in the front or the backyard?
I'm hoping it's in the back and side yard, actually.
Okay, yeah. What type of, what type of?
It's gonna have to be
aerobic?
aerobic.
It's not gonna be the sprinkler ones, is it, the spray?
No, it's probably gonna be drip, if I had to guess.
The aerobic ones, we probably wouldn't approve that, or I wouldn't vote for it anyway.
Right.
That doesn't be easy.
And then
50 feet from, was it?
I think Tiffany said y'all are looking to start maybe spring, summer, is that?
Depending on when our current home sells.
Okay,
But yeah, we're gonna put our house in Plum Creek for sale in spring.
Okay.
Hopefully in the summertime it sells and we break ground.
okay.
So the variance we would want to quote in this one upon approval is that the build would be for 18 months or 24 months, whatever you guys feel might make the most sense, as opposed to the year standard. We should go ahead and write that in so they don't have to come back in a year during the build process.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So it was 50 feet from the front property line? the
Yeah, it was
setback?
Yes,
more than
it
that.
was in compliance with the setbacks.
And I think the driveway is supposed to have a pipe for water flow under it,
The culvert.
the culvert.
We'll have a culvert.
We'll have that, okay.
Okay, any other questions that you'll have for him at this time? Okay, so I need a motion to approve with 18-month, would that work, 18-month timeline?
Yeah,
You
that's
can
fine.
come back for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just plan, whenever we do break ground, I'll just let y'all know, hey, we're breaking ground. If it's under a year, I may just ask to let's make it a year from whatever that date is.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve with the 18-month
Second.
extension.
Okay, all right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Send you
All right.
the letter that has
Oh, that's
on it,
sure,
the
yeah.
variance for 18 months and the disclaimer about the septic and all that too.
Well, you know, you got a good neighbor there next to you.
The chief?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We know the chief pretty well.
He's a nice guy.
And
Yeah.
Miss Barnett, because my boys, or our boys go to Medley, so.
Okay.
Nice guy.
She saw me the other day, she's like, are you ever gonna build? Promise, I promise, I know we've had a lot for a while. I apologize.
That just was in the shower. You can live around the public again.
All right.
I have never done this without makeup. I wouldn't, that wouldn't even give me time.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish the Board of Adjustments right quick, because we just have one more. So I need a motion and a second to discuss and take possible action on the shop building and fence at 206 Live Oak Drive.
I'll make a motion to discuss the action on shop building at 206.
Okay.
And fence.
All right, yes, they're here, yes.
When you turn down, Live Oak,
Mhm.
Second on the left.
huh?
Second on the left.
Yes,
It's got the window.
next to the apartment.
Yeah.
Yes,
Next to the.
Your barrel.
and looking to do a shop, and it's, what, 60 by 30? Yes. And I couldn't quite read the purple numbers, but it looked, my best guess was 11 foot, kind of a round.
11-foot setback, the pin, it looks like there's a fence post on top of the back pin, so I couldn't locate it. But, so I went 11 foot from the fence, I figured out.
Yes,
I know where the side one is,
okay.
just from measuring from front.
Okay.
20 by 12, or 10, I guess I put up there. Covered patio on it.
Mhm.
Front garage door. On the left side, or excuse me, the right side will be a fence with a gate that is parked trailer.
Mhm.
And then on the left side, there'll be a gate and the fence as well. So I'm gonna connect it to the center of the house. It's a little bit past the neighbor's fence line, but it's directly in the middle of my bedroom door window. So I thought I'd move it to the center of the house.
Okay, so that's the fence over on the left-hand side
Correct.
as you
Yeah,
face the house,
that's the gate.
and it'll be halfway up on the house, but just past the break of the window. Right,
Correct. It'd be about the center of the house.
okay.
How tall is the fence?
Fence will be 6 foot tall.
6 foot.
Gonna discuss with my wife and neighbor, possibly we'll match that side.
Mhm.
Just so it looks better from the front. The other side will have.
Are you putting a slab where you're gonna park your trailer?
No, just,
Solid?
right, under where that shed's going is already also, and the previous owners had it, 1 to 2 inch rock.
Yeah.
All the way through that area.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
folks
yeah.
have always- So I'm gonna, we'll have that between the shed and the fence, it'll be all rock. The existing rock would just be.
You're having plumbing work done?
No plumbing.
What am I looking at? That's this yes thing. Oh, Never mind. It says no.
Yeah, this is
The yes
a
box is
terrible
missing.
survey.
Okay.
It's the only one
It's
I
hard
can
to
get.
read.
I
Okay.
contacted the people that performed it a month ago. They can't get a response on it, so I had to go for that.
Are you gonna have any rooms cut out inside?
One, like a 8x10 office type. Rest will be open, one hole, darts, toys. My truck won't fit in the current garage. Two of my toys aren't here yet.
Go to your toy house, that's good.
So I got tools and workbenches
The
and
box.
things like that. Put in there.
That's fine.
And I went 12 foot high walls.
You got any toys?
So they could have attic space for all their stuff. We're gonna come out of the she shed.
Well, you better build a bigger room in there than the 8x10, so she can put that.
Probably.
Or you can go find for that.
Right.
Mayor, I move that we approve as presented.
So I got a motion. I need a second.
Oh,
Well, did it
last
say
one
the
was
height?
the driveway extension, so I can see where the current driveway is.
Oh, yes.
Just extending that to the garage door and curving it around. There's a big tree there that I don't want to disturb.
Right.
So we'll curve it around that tree.
Okay.
And the height of the new building is,
It'd be less than 17 foot. Current house is roughly 17 foot.
Who's doing it?
That I'm not quite sure of. I've spent a month trying to get people to respond, and this week they start. I have kind of a sketch that I got today, just of what it'll look like. The color scheme will be gray like the trim on the house, and sandstone, which is pretty close to match the existing.
Okay. So I had a motion by David. Who seconded?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, sounds good. Welcome to Mount City.
I'm excited about your toys.
Yeah.
I want to see what you got.
Yeah.
He's got to.
All right. So we will adjourn at 6:42,
So there you go.
and we will move back up to item number 2 for swearing in. And so, Judge, we are so grateful for you to be here. That was heartfelt. I really meant that. And I guess before we do that, I do want to thank Chris for your service
No,
and also appreciate it. Thank you very much.
no, y'all are welcome. I wish I was more effective. But now I learned a lot. So,
Thank you very
so if
much.
y'all need anything, holler
Thank you. Yes.
within reason.
All right. All right, I'm gonna flip you around.
All right. Next, get it.
Next contestant.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Good job. All right, so we have Lee and Suzanne and Brett. Brett, why don't we do you first?
Where would you like to stand? Please stand
Well, there's,
How about that?
there you go, right there.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Brett Burns,
I, Brett Burns,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Alderman
of Alderman
of the state of Texas,
in the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and the laws
the constitutional laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this great state,
and of this great state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Good job.
No, thank God.
And then Lee
Lee?
and Stan.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
That's fine. Suzanne?
You don't need that old guy.
Please raise your right hand. I, Suzanne Allen, do solemnly swear preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and of this great state. So help me God. Congratulations. How many terms is this?
A lot.
But not too many.
Not yet.
Please raise your right hand. I, Lee Taylor. You need glasses. I, Lee Taylor.
Allie Taylor,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Alderman, Mayor Pro Tem of
Alderman, Mayor Pro Tem
the state of Texas,
in the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this great state.
and of this great state.
So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much, Judge. All right. All right, thank y'all. There you go. All right, next we'll go to consent items.
She had to go with that.
Okay, well, we can still,
She doesn't need to do her thing.
I can take that.
all right, so I'll need a motion and a second to approve the consent items.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Okay, so we have the minutes from October 13th. Any corrections or additions? And if not, then the next is the financial reports. And they look pretty good as well. For water and then for general funds, any corrections, questions? All right,
Mayor, move that we accept that, approve it as presented.
okay. Need a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Very good.
Can you want to tell them that we're getting, I'm prepping for the audit?
Yes, look further down. Oh, I guess I need financial. We are prepping for the financial audit.
Early.
They changed the laws for the timing of the financial audits. So we have started that. The fee is the same as it was last year. Next is the report section. So Mountain City Water Utility.
Not a lot to report on the utility, water utility, other than September billing, and you guys probably saw it on social media. September billing, we had 42 homes using over 10,000 gallons of water, a handful 20,000 plus. That includes a handful 20,000, a handful 30,000 plus. In billing cycle October 25th, we were down to 17 homes using 10,000 gallons or over. So it was a trend in the right direction. So talking about the drought and all that stuff may have helped out a little bit there. Those 17 homes did get their first warning that they used over 10,000. And if they use over 10,000 again, they will have the surcharge of 20% increase on their bill.
Yes. So no, it was I know when I was looking at the water financials the previous month, I think the income was like 14,000 and now I think it's 11. So definitely heading in the right direction. And I got an email today from Martin Springs about the conditions of the drought. We all know there's not much rain, so it's getting worse. And of course, they gave statistics on, I think they said November, December, January are like in the top 5 driest months that we have for the year. So pray for rain.
Can I ask one quick question?
Yes.
I failed to put a lot, I guess. Are we in stage 3?
Stage 3, which was stage 4.
Okay. I've seen signs in Kyle that says stage 2.
Yes, they are in, their ratings are different
Okay.
because they also have surface water now coming from the Gonzales area or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that pipeline opened up sometime this year.
Okay.
And so that may explain the differences. I don't know for a fact. I haven't studied their drought contingency break lines and stuff.
Well, their signs may be wrong. I just don't know.
I don't know. But that's my only guess, is because they have other sources other than Martin Springs and the aquifers as well. So, Mountain City events. I know we have Waste Connections landfill days every Saturday in November. And then you got a whole host of them up there.
And they're all on the Mountain City calendar. So they're on the Mountain City calendar. If it's a Mountain City hosted event, it's on our Facebook page. If it's Loving Mountain City, it's on their Facebook page.
Okay. And then city administrator report.
Sure. So I just plugged a little report in there for MailChimp. That's our email system that we're using. Nothing really to report there. It's all still rocking along, and I think that was it on my stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
That was it. Election hours are still underway. Those have to happen until December 16th. So we will have to be 60 days before the election, 30 days after or something.
Yeah. Yep.
May I ask how much this is costing?
In our financial reports, if you want to dig in, but it is an increase.
It is an increase. I think last year or the year before, whenever this all came to be, and I studied it some, seems like it's like $4,000 or $5,000 more, I believe. So roughly in that ballpark.
It'll be a little more because it pays a bit more.
But your pay's a little bit more, but not that much more. The staff they're also sharing their time. I mean, if they're working, they're sharing some time, but they're taking care of some things here that normally they wouldn't have the time to do or aren't up here. So they're making good use of the time that they're here and stuff. But yes,
We
that's,
had not had a contested election, would we have had to have somebody here?
no.
So that cost us a lot of money.
Yes, it did.
And can I say something?
Sure.
Is there some way to make it more obvious to people, like what that all looks like,
Yeah, I was talking with Vicky earlier, but that may be something that we want to address in future years, is just say, especially as the deadlines are coming, says, okay, just so you know, we want people to, if they're interested, please run, but know that there is a cost to the city. And if you do change your mind, here's the deadline that we need to know by. And so, but
it costs a lot of money if you don't do it.
yes, it does.
And your tax dollars being wasted.
Yes.
I don't mean that for paying them, but they're
Sure.
wasted.
I agree. So, I think sometimes, getting a little more information out, more timely would be helpful. So,
Just communicate. If you're on the fence, let us know. We can walk you through it.
yeah, certainly. So, but anyway, that's water under the bridge. So, all right, next we'll go to unfinished business. And 7A, we will withdraw because it does not apply.
You skipped Laura's.
Oh, I'm so sorry. 6D code review project. Code review project.
The code project. Okay. So last time I said I was gonna try to get quotes for the in-depth planning review from our city planner. And she told me that we had to have a diagnostic review first before the in-depth review. So she came back with quotes for that. You can see here varying ways. And this was for subdividing, zoning, and our commercial ordinances, but all of those are quite old. And so that's costly. But then I asked her, okay, if we agree to do that, then what would the in-depth review cost? And if you scroll up a little more, my jaw dropped.
Down.
Down. Yeah.
And I might have gotten
to the
those
next right there.
pointed on my reply.
Yeah. So if you see here, this is after those other required diagnostic reviews to the tune of $20,000 to $70,000 in addition. So this clearly is not an option for us to use that firm for this. I went back and looked, when I first started this project, I had reached out to some of the major codification companies and asked them about doing a review of code. And this was back in February, before we had a code. And in my notes back then, someone on the council had asked, well, is there anything preventing us from using outside firm to do this review? And I think I just got the answer right before this meeting. We went and looked at the paperwork and agreements. Andrea kindly dug that up. It's over 10 years old, but in there, and I took a screenshot of it from our legal firm, which is a mouthful long name, but they say, we have never entered into a contractual agreement to provide legal services. While we're willing to do so, we believe that our clients are entitled to remove us from representing their interest at any time and for any reason. That leads me to believe that we could have another entity do a review if we choose. And one of the quotes that I got from American Legal Publishing to review our entire code up to, I think, 150, 200 pages was $2,500. The entire code, not just one chapter. Now, that's not an in-depth overhaul. It's, and I'll go back and I can bring it, but I didn't know if I'd have the answer, so I didn't bring all that. But it sounds like it's very, very similar to the diagnostic review that our current legal firm would do. And looking for inconsistencies, looking for state law. You know, what they like to do is point out and say, that's not state law, but they don't necessarily tell you what state law is. And that's frustrating to me, but they'll say, yeah, that's not right. So it seems very similar though to the diagnostic review. And I think since so much time has passed, if you'd like, I can reach out to these companies again and ask them, okay, we have a code now. What would you, for a review of it, charge us? Because now we actually have something to show them we can look at. So I can go back to those three companies again. Unicode was one of them. I think they wanted $5,000 to do a legal review. And General Code didn't want to even bother with us until we had a code. So I can go to those three and
What's that one? American what?
American Legal Publishing. Yeah.
Are we going out to bid officially then? Because this isn't an action item.
Yeah.
Right, this is just a
It's
status.
just an update, right?
This is an update.
You're not asking for decisions or direction. It's just an update.
Right.
It's just an update. I mean, I had approval months ago to get like reviews for the cost. And last month, I think it was to get specifically from our legal company.
So you're not asking, you're just informing.
I think so, unless I
Yes, she
need
is.
to. Do I need to ask again?
No,
Or
you're
I can
asking,
just
and I
get
was just
quotes?
No.
clarifying, you don't need
In
to ask.
the
Okay.
report section,
All right.
it's just sharing what the status is and what you
Yes,
found.
No, that's, yeah.
So to be clear, a diagnostic review picks up all of our problems and issues that we go back and fix
If-
before it goes to a legal review. Is that how this works?
That's how, now, this is what I want to get from the other companies, exactly what they're going to provide for our money. But
You're
this,
hearing it's a two-step process, so. everybody-
with
Yes, I'm
Navarro
sorry,
and
make sure that-
them,
Like there's 10,000 feet and
Right,
Yeah.
it's not very which one diagnostic is.
the
it's
10,000.
actually, if she scrolls up in the packet, is the actual letter with the diagnostic report and what you would get from it.
I saw that.
The actual letter from them, and I think it's above.
Here it is, there's a scope.
There you go.
Review. Yeah,
Areas requiring updates.
and so it sounds very much like what some of the other companies might do for us as well, for much less. But I can clarify on that, so. I'll go ahead, but clearly, what the other companies would do would just look at our code and point out inconsistencies
Right.
and stuff, that it's not gonna tell us necessarily what we need to change, as far as updating for state law. So they're not gonna replace our attorney, but they might get us to a place where we're able to update our code and know where we have inconsistencies and help. But I'll get more information on that for next time. But clearly, we're gonna need to find some other, if we wanna do an overhaul type of these ordinances, we're gonna have to figure out what to do. And the mayor had a good question to our legal folks, and that was, what if we just found an ordinance we liked from another city and just took that and went with that? And her response was, depends on whether it's more of a cleanup and reorganization or a full rewrite that adds new design standards and procedures. So there's questions there if it's going to save us any money to do that or not. But either way, we're going to have to figure out what to do with that. And so I had also asked for just a plain old state law review, and the planner did not want to give a quote on that until we really understood what we were wanting to do and change with our code. So that's something we need to discuss at some point. In the meantime, I'm planning to use Texas Municipal League as much as possible for questions that arise. We're already members, we pay dues, and they have a lot of information on their site and even draft ordinances, one of which I'm bringing tonight was a draft of theirs. And again, they will not do a review of your code, unfortunately. And they don't replace the attorney, but they can maybe help and save some cost answering some legal questions along the way. And let's see, so yeah, I have
And
two.
with all of that, it might cut our legal bill back.
That's what I'm
Might
hoping,
cut our legal bill back.
Yes, it will.
because we'll still definitely need our legal, but I'm looking for ways to cut costs. And if I can get an answer for free from a attorney.
The lawyers at TML won't help you with that?
Well, they won't do a code review.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I was hoping, so somebody could look at it and point out all the places that need work, but they don't do that. But they'll individual questions and other things. Okay, so tonight I've got two ordinances, outdoor burning and alcohol sales, so we'll look at those later. And just next step is really trying to review our project plan and set up priorities, some workshops, and figure out how we're gonna handle updates to our code going forward. And that's all I got.
All right, thank you.
I just have a question, I don't know what
Sure.
the rules are. Have you ran the code like to one of the AI tools that could compare your code to other cities in the state to identify where your inconsistencies are? Like Rock or one of those?
I have not used an AI tool for
You
that.
can pretty much just paste it in and ask it what you want it to do, and it'll give you an initial response.
Okay,
That's
so
the
with
100
Grok,
document
AI, put it through AI, okay. Grok, you
that- Maybe
think?
it'll give you an idea of what other cities have of similar size. because
So
that's
far,
the
it's just been
difference.
me looking at, what does that city do? What
Right.
does this city do?
If you paste the whole code in there, it'll come back and give you detailed responses.
What specifically, like using ChatGPT or something?
I use Grok.
Okay.
which
Is that free?
It is free, yeah.
Like
Okay,
ChatGPT, they have free and paid for versions.
Okay.
And you
Yeah.
can both of them have paid for versions, but, I used to do it a lot in my previous life, and Grok has grown up more than ChatGPT has.
How you spell that?
GROK.
Okay. That's Elon's, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, that all on your
Yes.
report? Okay, so we'll move on. Underneath unfinished business, we are withdrawing 7A. The fine has been paid, so we'll withdraw that line item. So 7B is discuss and take possible action on code of ordinance update project plan, reviewing plan, and setting priorities and/or scheduling code review workshops. It's a mouthful. I need a motion and a second, please.
Motion to discuss possible action on code planning.
Okay,
Second?
okay.
Okay, so what I put in the packet is kind of a draft of a project plan and also the previous project plan that, because this is a continuation of that. And so what I was hoping tonight, because to this point, I've just been doing the low-hanging fruit or the least controversial of ordinances and working on it. But from this point on, I think that's not the case anymore. And I'd really like to get a sense, what are the highest priorities? If you ask legal, they'll say in unison zoning, which is one of those chapters I was hoping we could get a legal review on, or some type of review, because it's long and maybe Grok will help us. But otherwise.
And I would say probably subdivision, because I think our zoning is
Yeah.
pretty clear.
Well,
But the subdivision piece, we're gonna run into more around us.
in zoning though, what our legal has said is that there's state laws with notification requirements that can be quite costly for the city if we haven't, they won't tell me what to do, but they keep saying this, that there's stuff in zoning you want to be sure you have to not have to have more expense with the notification requirement. So I could try to look into that, but that was something I was going to ask TML. Because I don't know which notification, I don't know what part of it, that they're referring to. Grok might know. But if there were any in here, and I tried to put some of the past statuses where these left off, because a lot of these have been reviewed over the years. But if there's something that's jumping out at somebody who's like, yes, residential building organ regulations right there, well, that should be like one of our top priority. Or maybe it's golf carts. I don't know. There's so many on here.
Is there anything for the commercial development as far as planning and restrictions as to what, once that opens up across the street? Is that addressed?
There's some, as far as types of businesses and so on that are allowed over there.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and types of construction, what's allowed.
Signs.
Signs are in
And
there.
that's in zoning as well. And that's another thing our attorneys and planners said, that so our zoning ordinance is 20-something years old, and they said a lot of times when they were written then, they have a list of all the allowable businesses, but that's not really the way you want to do it, because there's a lot of wiggle room for things that you might not want. And that was another thing I was hoping a review would help us with the commercial stuff.
Well, all of that was done when we made our deal with Kyle.
Mhm.
Your mother was around, one of you, either mother or I, one was the mayor then. And it was all done then, and we had to do it very quickly because the clock was ticking and the fire was built under us, and we were trying to get certain things that we wanted to sneak into Kyle, which we did.
Yeah, and it was done actually, a lot of the ordinances that were done for that from 2000 to I think 2006 were actually done very well. So, but things have changed in 20 years that need to be checked out and stuff. So, and there is a list of allowed businesses. There's some that says, but you can't do the A, B, and C. So there's some of the no's, but there's a list of allowed businesses. But if you look at that list, it's a kind of dated
It's
dated
really
list.
outdated.
And
They're
there's,
way outdated,
yeah,
like
like-
video shops. Yeah.
and
And
things that like
Yeah,
vape
Blockbuster.
shops, those didn't exist back then. We say you can have a tobacco shop, but does that mean that's a vape shop too? What do we want over there? So one thing we haven't talked, that none of our ordinances right now say is about alcohol. And that's why I brought one later for alcohol sales. We can talk about that as something, but
Well, I'm for them selling it, that's good sales tax.
no, actually they're allowed to, but we have no rules or anything
okay.
about it right now. But so I if we wanted to, let me
well, there were
check on
several that we have that passed the council that were approved to be sent to legal.
Yeah, so right there were 7 that David had, that he had been working
Oh, there you
on.
go, okay,
And so short-term rentals, I know you've done some stuff on that,
right.
speed, weapons. But prior to getting into all of those, there's a few things that apply code-wide, and that would be like definitions. And I say on here like a clarification, like within the chapter, you can say these definitions only apply to this chapter. And I don't know if there's any particular wording anybody specifically wants for that or not, but, and then dealing with the penalty and notification or escalation, those were just some of the things that were on the old project plan. And we have adopted the general penalty, but we need to reference that in a maybe consistent manner. You can see how I do it in one of the ordinances tonight to see if you like that wording, or if we want to ask legal if that's a good wording or not. But there's just a lot of things on this list here, and I would just like, are you saying that those 7 there, the short-term rental, speed, weapons, that those are the ones that maybe?
Right now, I'd probably pull short-term rentals off based on some of the conversations that I had with our attorneys. That one's not quite gonna be as straightforward as we'd hoped. So you can't,
Later, okay.
yeah, you can't, basically you can't ban them like we thought we were gonna be able to. So, and then there's, if you're gonna do the hotel occupancy tax, there's other snafus that go with that. So I would not do that one. I would do some of the others that we've already approved for the council.
One of the ones that was kind of partially approved, it's a little bit above that, was the building ordinance, residential building, right there.
Mhm.
Now, when we codified this, it brought in, if I'm remembering correctly, it brought in a few, sections. Our planner suggested, oh, that really should go in there. I think that's the one. But, I mean, we've already passed the building codes one. That was easy one. I have building regulations drafted. I don't know if you want me to just bring these 1 and 2 and do it during a meeting, or if we want to have like a workshop where we can have a little more time to really look into these, or how you want to proceed, or what your priorities are, or just, if you just give me some direction on these, then I can.
I think on the large ones, maybe only bring 1 to the meeting. If they're smaller, like we're tonight, 2 small ones, I think that's fine too. Timing of workshops between now and the end of the year, not great.
Yeah.
But if you brought smaller, a couple smaller ones in the meetings, that's fine. But if it's a larger one.
Okay. So which ones would you like to see next? Any in particular, any really important to you guys want me to
Let's keep
focus on, or?
December a little lighter, so maybe,
Okay.
maybe not residential building.
Maybe I'll just,
Yeah.
I can certainly just look into getting more review quotes,
Mhm.
and maybe looking at that zoning and what other, try to figure out what a good thing to do with zoning
Okay.
is. And also, with subdividing, she started to do a state law review on that, and she started to point out things that should be changed. And I can, like, where it says Board of Adjustment when it should have been
Mhm.
City Council. Those are some things I could do, but yeah, I can work on that. I just wanted to get a sense if there's something anybody was just like, I really want, I've been waiting. But
One I wouldn't mind seeing move forward, and I don't have one, but I think we have a golf cart one that we've reviewed, and right now it is illegal to drive a golf cart
yeah,
on our streets,
okay,
because unless a city specifically grants approval, then it's illegal.
Well, the state of Texas says.
And throughout, huh?
State of Texas says you can drive.
Not on city streets.
Doesn't?
Mm,
I thought it did.
No. So a city has to can grant access and can grant the ability. So we have some folks that are already doing that, so, yeah, so I'd like, and I don't see,
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong. I don't see.
I already redrafted that one, so I
Yeah,
can bring that
so
next
that's
time.
one that I wouldn't
Okay.
mind seeing,
All right.
just so that for the folks that are doing it, we can make it so that it is legal for them to do it.
Okay.
But also, there are some younger kids that do not have a license that are driving, so we need to also have, I think in there that has that they have to be 16 or
Yeah,
above, or
I-
a licensed driver. So,
I mean, I
to
could-
enforce that, it would be good to have the ordinance that
if I
applies that.
recall, because I already redrafted that one, but if I recall, there's something with the penalty that's
When you look at
funny.
that, look, it's a really good one. The city of Port Aransas
Mhm.
has a golf cart
Okay.
day because you have to buy license plates from down there. And they give you all the rules of what you can do and can't do.
Great. Okay.
And it's not very long at all.
All right.
It's a,
I
it's
will
a
look
good
at
read
that.
and it's, even I can understand.
Well, and one thing about theirs is they say, and you cannot go past this point. I don't think we need to have one that goes past 2770. Because
Yeah, I was
golf
wondering.
cart going across
'Cause
here is not a good idea.
when ours was
Right.
drafted, we didn't have that.
Right, right.
So we want to say not past that.
I would say not past 2770.
I saw golf carts on 2770 before the game, like the last week or the week before.
Well, they may be going down the sidewalk, but if they're, I don't think it'd be wise to allow them to go across. to cut
Oh,
across.
no, I know. I was
I
just
mean,
wondering. are
it's
they
hard enough in a
allowed?
car.
How you gonna go to church over there?
I know, they're putting golf cart spots. If we're not gonna allow it here, just so you know, you're just gonna cruise down the sidewalk and cross somewhere else into Plum Creek.
Then that's Kyle's problem, not ours. So,
I'm just saying.
right. So,
Okay.
but anyway, that's just one that came to
Yeah.
mind.
And, maybe there's some new ones that we haven't thought of, and I don't know if we want to just look at that. I stuck some down there like child safety zones and the adult-oriented business or protecting trees or anything of that nature. If there's something that you guys didn't see on here or think should be, just anything that,
I think on the adult oriented businesses underneath the commercial zoning items, it prohibits that currently.
Oh, thanks, Lord.
It's not an allowed business, but we don't have to go into it now, but,
Well, yeah, okay. I think that is under the umbrella of we gotta look at
Right.
our zoning and figure out.
Right.
Okay.
So do we have anything on subdividing?
We have a whole big old chapter on it.
Yeah.
And it's even says we have a planning and zoning commission, which we don't, but it's in there. So I don't know what we want to do about that, but.
I think that morphed into the Board of Adjustments and council. Yeah.
Let's got both.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right then, at least, thank you, I will bring
Was there
golf
any
carts
action
and
taken?
we're not gonna set up, I guess, any workshops till after the holidays.
After the holidays, yeah.
Yeah,
So it
okay,
was just to discuss, so the motion is withdrawn.
Right. That's fine.
Tabled if you're gonna pick a new date and time for it, yes, for something.
January.
we'll just deal with that in January, however you wanna.
Okay.
Okay. Next is 7C, discuss and take possible action on city ordinance violation follow-ups. So I need a motion in a second, please.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All right. And
I have follow-ups on all of these, I don't know where the F went in Schaefer, that's funny, but that first bullet point, already been addressed. When I sent this out, we didn't have a payment was made today. That's for the dog violation fine for 306 Live Oak Drive. That was a courtesy email. They have a dumpster temporarily on the property while they are doing some inside home remodeling. They sent a letter. I followed up this week. They have plans to have it removed November 15th. They were unaware that they needed to get approval from the city council for temporary. And since it's gonna be removed in 5 days, and it felt like it really made sense to go through the nonsense of a building permit, they're new to the city. So they understand now. 314 Live Oak is the Miller residence, and they have 75% of their fencing done. They had a construction fence up, it may be complete by now.
It's not, but
It's not, but it's.
but it's progressing.
Okay. Those are the only follow-ups that I had outstanding.
Okay. Next is, new business. And I would like to take up 8B before we take up 8A. Since
Okay.
so I'd like a motion and a second to discuss and take possible action on the city hall property rental agreement updates.
Motion to discuss the city hall rental agreement.
Okay,
I'll second.
I want to caution that if we approve some changes here first, if you could make them effective tomorrow instead of today, so Amy doesn't have to redo all of her rental agreements, or do you want her to redo all of the rental agreements?
I do not want, I've got a motion and a second. I want that so that the cleaning fee is the accurate amount beforehand. She can scratch through and change it to the right amounts or whatever changes we make, but yes.
She doesn't have to refill out each form. She can change an initial and that will be good enough.
Okay, they've never paid a cleaning fee and they don't give us a blank check for it. We don't make nonprofits do it. We just have them clean up.
I still want to do the form first.
Okay.
So,
Do you wanna charge them?
no, I want to have, there's what, 15?
Yeah, so they really.
15 rental agreements that are being submitted in 8A. So if we know that the rental agreement needs to be updated, we want to do that before we approve 15 rental agreements that are throughout the entire year. Or whatever the number is.
It's a lot.
It's a bunch. It's a
I get it,
bunch.
I get it, makes sense.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. And so we have the rental agreement. And I made it, probably the only major things that I saw was our cleaning fee. We have on here is $75 and we pay $100 for someone to come in and clean if they have to. So that needs to be increased to whatever we're paying. We shouldn't subsidize that. And then the other thing that I had was in the layout.
It needs to be modified.
It needs to be modified because it has like 10 chairs right here.
It's the
and-
pre-COVID layout.
Yeah,
And that's how they've already had that.
yeah.
I was like, wow, the chairs.
Why are the chairs there? Because it said to.
It's the pre-COVID layout. We could also just leave it how you found it and get rid of the layout altogether. But we need to update the inventory too, because we have different chairs. That was something else I noticed.
We have different chairs and it has a telephone. And I don't. Is there a telephone maybe inside there? But it doesn't work.
Oh, there's a telephone jack in there.
Yeah, I don't think there's a telephone. So I haven't seen one other than one that's in the
Probably about
office.
having one for emergencies, but maybe one. But the count of tables and chairs, the electronic equipment, all of that needs to be added as well.
Okay, so the inventory needs to be done. I made a note about, is that accurate or not? I didn't think it was. And then the layout, we need to make sure the layout is accurate. And then the cleaning fee.
And what does it say on there for the cleaning? When do they have to have it cleaned?
When they leave, I think is what it says. Let's see.
Yeah.
Mayor, do you want me to redo the layout, or are we just providing an inventory and saying, leave it how you found it? It's not as big of a deal right
I
now
believe it like
because
they
we're.
found it.
Leave it like you found it,
Yeah.
but
Return it.
if they come in and they rearrange and everything and they
They might
didn't
not
pay
look at that.
attention, it's always helpful, I think, if you had something that said, you know, okay, 7 chairs here, 10 here.
Can would it be acceptable if we said, leave it as described in the layout, and then we put the layout up by the door so that we can change it easier, and not have to go through this whole thing?
Sure.
If we decide to rearrange, maybe actually have the stuff installed somewhere?
I'm
Okay.
more than fine with that.
Okay,
Do we say anything about the air conditioning? If they like crank it up or down or whatever to,
I think
is
it
that,
does, yeah.
part- is that part of?
I think it's part of turning the lights off and.
You could just make a list, that tells them how, then this is how you return it
I
back.
don't see it. It's not on.
No, it says you will need a cell phone to make and receive telephone calls. Is that what you're referring to, Mayor?
On the inventory list, it says telephone.
Oh, okay. Well, we call out bring your own cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wonder if it's when we had a phone in this room for conference calls, which was pre-COVID.
We never had a phone in here, but
I thought we had a conference phone that we bring in and out.
maybe you did, but nobody else. It wasn't in here permanently.
All right, turn off inside lights. It doesn't,
It doesn't have an AC thing on there. Let's see, I thought it did, but it doesn't. So it probably should somewhere in there with the lights and the AC.
we need to modify the keys portion too, because we're not doing keys anymore, we're doing codes.
Codes, right.
So there is a cleanup fee, but it tells them to clean up. So when will we charge the cleanup fee when they don't clean up?
Exactly.
Right, got it.
But does it say on there that they have to clean up before they leave? That's the other thing, 'cause
I think on equipment and cleanup, it should say, if this is not complete, you will be charged.
I made this red because these are the things
And
we're
how would you
changing.
charge them? I mean, do they?
They give us a
They
check.
just check them, and just give them back or shred them, and we're not gonna charge them for the cleanup fee or pay deposit.
Okay.
Now, do we get 2 checks?
We sometimes will give us 3, like Ms. Brown will give us 3. She gives us 1 for cleaning, 1 for deposit, and 1 for the payment.
Okay. Okay.
So, you're wanting to put, to me, it goes without saying, clean up the city hall when you have access to it. But we can put a note in there, is that what you're wanting, Vicky?
I think they should just clean it up after they use it.
Is that what you want in there, that you need to clean up the city hall while you have access?
I think so, because like the other day, it was Wednesday and it still wasn't clean, so that's why I was like, she's not cleaning. So I,
Well, she had a code for a period of time, right?
yes,
So when the code expires, they can't get in to clean up.
but I was here, she could have come up, but that's okay. It's
But we
okay.
won't always be here,
That's
office
true.
hours are special.
I know, but I just meant for that specific time.
Okay, clean up
It's
while
good.
your code exists. Okay, cool, while your code is functional.
Yeah, and if for some reason they said, ask if they can clean it up on Sunday morning, if it was Saturday, then I could extend their code to that, but if it's not, then their code, that would be their code, yes.
And then
Um,
I'm not sure, I did notice that our trash cans were full after some event. So it says,
It does say
page
they
2,
need
it
to
says
haul their trash off.
removed from the property entirely.
Yes, we were having them remove it because we didn't have a trash agreement with the last trash service disposal, but we do with the current. We would still prefer them to haul it off, but we have 2 trash cans and 2 recycle bins.
Okay.
Vicky and I would just have to get them out to the curb.
But we just
Tuesday
don't take
night.
them out every week, so, because we usually don't have like food items in there,
Right.
but.
Yeah, so I almost feel like we should leave that, especially for Loving Mountain City events, because they have a massive amount of
Right.
trash.
They should haul it off.
They should haul it off. So leave that item.
So,
Yeah, I tend to agree.
For me, it doesn't come.
And I'm also, since we're gonna be doing the work, 'cause I haven't touched this form since probably before I was mayor.
Mhm.
I'll make it a fillable, it needs to be a fillable Adobe form, it's silly that it's not.
Mhm.
And then we also have this kind of separate extra inventory so you can check things out if you need them. I don't know that we've ever really had anyone check things out, so should we do away with this?
Yeah, probably best not to
Nobody checks
check
them
it out.
Unless they just ask, like, people, these chairs.
Yeah.
It's mostly us.
Okay, cool. And so then I'll revise this layout here,
Okay.
close.
Yeah, it's close.
I'll have to redo it entirely, I don't have this original one, so it's gonna be some work, but we'll get it done.
Okay.
Other changes?
That captures what I had on this.
Okay.
Okay, so you've heard the changes that are recommended.
I'm sorry.
So, I guess a motion and a second to approve those changes.
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Second.
all right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Are they a 501c3 now?
Yeah.
Okay, so next is back to 8A. Discuss and take possible action on approval of Levin Mountain City 2026 rental dates. So I need a motion in a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so they have, let me get to there.
There are a lot more things.
Yes,
So I think it's best to look at, I'll show half and then y'all let me know when you're ready to scroll.
okay,
And I'm here, I'm
okay,
here on behalf of Lebanon Mountain City.
okay, thank you. So they've got a lot more items on the list this year.
Colleen, is there relevance to, there are some items that are just gray? What does that mean? Like, is there relevance to why kite flying and Mountain City Beautiful are gray and the rest are black font?
Sorry, I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, I thought maybe it's like just field use or something like that.
So they're having a crawfish boil.
I think we need to be careful with that rental. People are gonna be coming in here to wash their hands, and that's like a no.
And there's gonna be open fire. with
No, you don't,
with
well,
Fish bowls, yeah, there's big,
But they
I
want,
have a gigantic one, and there's a
I
flame.
do too, yeah.
it's a propane burner,
It's a propane,
but that'll be done outside.
and they'll be coming, yeah.
That one,
Firemen are just,
we probably do want the cleaning fee on.
We might want to clean it.
And make sure they haul everything away, because
Yeah, all the bodies.
Do we know if any of these dates coincide with council meetings?
They don't.
Okay.
They don't, and they don't, coincide with any of the other rentals going on for Girl Scouts currently, or the Senior Social Club.
can we see the other half, please?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. 250 years. Let's see.
So we could
The,
name these individually, put in, as you mentioned, the Crawfish Festival, that seems a little.
There are, so in the packet, I included the 2025 rental agreements because there were some changes to dates and things, so I think those are the first 2 or 3, and then the rest are all individually filled out, so you can make modifications or exceptions as you see fit, and then when you approve them, we'll just say, all approved with a cleaning fee, or whatever approved with a cleaning fee of $100, like the mayor said, or like you guys agreed to.
Can I ask what May, is this May 1st through 4th all day? That's more than one day, is that? And maybe change that to firefighter appreciation, but just.
It's because, they have 3 different shifts.
Okay.
And so the
So it's-
deliveries are 3 different days.
So it's consecutive days.
Mhm.
that's not here.
Should just be
To
3
get
days,
back
not
with
4.
Mhm.
the crawfish, I'm still like, what about liability for that? With all the hot water and the stuff and the.
Well, that's all,
We've been
it'll,
to barbecues here before.
I don't think, this is hot water, and
Well,
it's,
they'll
I'm
be
just like.
outside.
it's gonna be outside.
They got a fire,
Yeah.
they got a fire department right across the street.
I just wanted to know what our liability for the city would be. if
The
something
liability would be the same coverage as we use for the bounce house death traps, the barbecue pits that we have, the glow stick swords, all the different things that we have that there could be some sort of an injury. The jalapenos could get in someone's eye from your chili dog. All of these things are covered under the same liability.
Don't give anybody any ideas.
Somehow I
That was
just,
a jail
it kind of
reference
gave
for
me
me.
it kind of gave me like
It would all be covered under,
oh, I know it's covered, but.
Yeah.
How much would we have to pay?
Somebody's out.
And roll their arm off, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you okay with all of these events? I mean, do you have concerns about any of them?
I don't attend the meetings, so I don't know any of the details of them, honestly. The crawfish one is the only one that jumped out at me, like, do you guys know how expensive those are? Mine is $1,000 every year when I host fitness just for about 40 people.
Yeah.
So, that, but, in the mess that crawfish make when people bring it inside, because it's not their home, they're not gonna be extra cautious. So unless, but there are portable hand washing stations that you can get from porta potty companies.
So could we tell them they have to get porta potties for that event? They can't use
100%.
They have.
inside,
And
that's
we used to do
outside
that
only.
100% of the time, and then we started giving the code for folks to come in for the ADA restroom and those sort of things. So yes, you can put that sort of caveat on any one of the rental agreements. That's the only one that gave me pause.
Pauline, did y'all talk about that any?
It's, gave me a little room.
This is to really replacing the one that was previously the great big event in the fall,
Fire and ice.
the Fire and Ice. The last Fire and Ice didn't fly very well, and so there's a new team that with some, you'll see new names on, you may not know some of these people, I didn't know these people's names. There's a new team with, relatively new people in the city taking part in what's going on and taking responsibilities. And it was one, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the new people who had the idea of a crawfish fest. And there was, and it's still, the details of it are not planned yet. Originally, it was thought we'd have people come in and do their own and have it faced off like we used to do with
Chili.
The chili.
or hot stuff and
Expensive.
cold stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's evolving, and but we did have somebody, the person whose name is on it
Chris,
is someone who said that she had bought crawfish. She has a lot of experience in doing that.
well, this isn't what we're being asked. This is awfully ambitious, I think, but that's.
And they have the right to cancel anything that didn't come to
Right.
fruition, of course, anything like that. Mhm.
I think with the caveat of, yes, persons have to rent their own portable hand washing stations.
Well, they have.
And restroom.
And restroom.
And they have before,
Everything's outside.
No access to the building for that one.
Right.
No, yeah, so they, on the form, they say City Hall and the field. I would just say that one's just the field.
As few of the events we can have inside this building, the better off.
Yes, yes. I mean, if we're not charging them, which we want to partner with them, so, but that one, definitely no. The others, I don't see where, in looking at the list, I don't see any others that are that,
Can we get clarification on what candidate information is? Is that like a debate or a? It just says LMC Facebook, so is that the post similar to what Amy did before, where some of the candidates were featured?
Yes, that where a set of questions goes out to each candidate, and they answer it in Loving Mountain City post those answers.
Awesome. Yeah, that was cool this year.
And it uses the same set of questions are used.
They did get moved in, by the way. Upstairs. I was here during office hours, moved everything in upstairs.
oh, okay, good.
Not everything.
I saw some things in the yard blowing around, so.
Yeah, no, the Christmas stuff and the Halloween stuff, the big tables, but the smaller items have gone.
Just a couple of trips I saw come through. Just progress.
It is progress. I don't have a problem with the list, and once again, appreciate the efforts that they put forward to help build community here. But like I say, on the crawfish one, I would say that's just the field, not City Hall. And that they would need to do their own porta potties or whatever for any gatherings that are, targeting 50 or above or whatever. like that one is 50 to 150.
And that's gonna be more people than just our residents.
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
So, yeah.
Was there anything about parking when they come here? Do we specify where they can park or not park? Like
We
over
do
the
have that
septic
in
tank?
our original agreement.
Okay, it's in there, okay.
Yes, but I don't know what exactly it says.
It looked like
just
it
says
said the
on street or on the
driveway.
driveway. And or pre-approved, and the reason we do that is because we don't want people parking on the tree roots. And that was kind of the main concern, but field parking, all that, like,
Yeah, there's plenty of room now.
I got it.
Like, I don't know where the septic is. I wouldn't want someone.
It's
to
back
see
here,
it.
no one parks back
On the
here.
Okay.
And the whole, the leach field runs behind this porch.
Okay.
And so I've never seen anyone pull back there except for when we had the radio team with the poles.
Mhm.
I talked to them before and let them know, don't park back there, vehicles don't go past the shed.
Yeah, well, they drove around this one, because I talked to them also, I go, yeah.
But they moved.
I know.
And in subsequent years, yeah,
Yeah.
they're great renters.
So Mayor,
Yes.
where are we on this one? That we have a couple of caveats that we want to add and
Yes, I would say on the crawfish one, that is just the field. And that they would need to do their own porta potties and hand washing stations and stuff. And that all of them, I think she only did the front page, and I don't know the front page is gonna.
All the pages, brought all the she
Oh.
sent I think it's a 5-page packet.
Mhm.
It didn't make sense to include them all
Right,
here, but
okay.
she has signed all it's electronic signatures, so it's perfect.
Okay, so I would want the new changes incorporated with each of these. and stuff. That makes sense?
Yes, sir. So what I'll do is I will create the new packet and then send her that, because the signature page will look slightly different since it'll have the revision date, then she can just sign those.
And this, she's got here that the pet parade has 50 to 150 people. And it's January 17th.
Is there a concern with that, or?
Well, it doesn't need to be in City Hall.
Yeah, it's a
It
parade
says-
outside.
So
It's
we-
listed at City
It
Hall.
says
So-
field in City Hall.
They're not there, so they can access restrooms.
So
No dogs in here.
we said a while ago, if it's only more than 50 people, we were on 11.
That wasn't my understanding, is that what we're doing? Because the
Well-
Easter egg hunt, we use this to change, like, the Easter bunny into her costume, and we have the restrooms open for kids, but it's 99% outside.
Right.
So that's why we've had it approved in the past.
And I would think that the pet parade would be something similar along those lines.
The plan is to have the owners and the pets dressed the same.
They may be dressing warm on January 17th.
They might.
They might have
You
the
guys like
movies
to
on.
know.
Just, yeah, no pets in here.
Yeah, the Easter egg hunt, that probably should say field as well.
So no access to City Hall then? Or you're saying it should also say field, but it doesn't currently?
On the egg hunt, it should say both. Because we know it's,
And on the pet parade.
and preparation say outside too with that.
It says both. The pet parade.
Oh, I'm looking at the summarized
And
event, so.
there is a change, I don't know if you noticed it, but there's a change on the date for the garage sale. It's going back to the previous plan that it was for many years, where it's the week before the city typically has dumpster days,
Mhm.
so that people can, whatever they don't sell in their garage sale, they can bring up for
So
dumpster day.
so that'd be May.
But we'd like to do dumpster days earlier.
In December, we'll be voting on Waste Connections days for the city.
Cause,
Okay, so we can always adjust, if they need to adjust, they can
okay,
revisit that, so that's okay.
okay.
So based upon the calendar that's presented before us with the change to the egg hunt saying City Hall and Field, and pet parade, same thing. And then the crawfish is just the field. Were there any other changes?
In some places, they say all of Mountain City, and others they say citywide. So there's an all, but if you scroll down a little, there's a
I
wide.
saw that.
I don't know if that's a
It's
big deal.
their
or not,
draft
but-
and
That's,
it's
that's
their
fine,
formatting.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
We're just worried about whether or not they're renting City Hall or the field or whatever, so that's all I care about.
I don't know what Volunteer Street is. That was my question.
Someone's going to volunteer their street for a spectacular, I would guess.
For a what?
Colleen, what's a Volunteer Street?
Spooktacular.
Your husband's name is next to it. He's also here.
That's last volunteer.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Volunteer,
This is really, to look at next October when we haven't even had a meeting since the spectacular that Ron Tom did out in this field. It's early to know the details.
understood, but you guys brought this test to approve, so I wanna make sure that if it's gonna be in the field again, that we have a rental agreement and everything filled out, because Volunteer Street isn't a location here.
Okay, yeah, we need to, the plan is to, because it went well, to continue with that part. There may be an A and B. But
So what you're saying is
The field.
the plans that are further out are a little squishier. So,
yeah, since they, like the city's calendar goes from,
mhm.
the last 3 months are not included on the cities. These where the events haven't even happened or they've not been reviewed yet. It's hard to know for October, November, December of 26. Then an evaluation will need to take place after
Okay.
the events happen this year.
So do we want to approve maybe through April? And then they can, as they adjust them?
I think Amy's goal is to get all of 2026 approved. Maybe the trend of the grade means they don't have enough information to make it happen, since those are all the new events, is what I'm picking up now. But Amy asked us to approve all 2026.
And it doesn't say it's here, so we're not approving an event here, and if they wanna change that, they can.
Correct. Okay, so I'll take a motion then to approve the calendar that's presented with the changes to the crawfish, the pet parade to say field, and Easter egg hunt to also say field. Were there any other changes?
And that updated cleaning fee.
And the updated cleaning fee, using the updated form.
Got it.
So
Okay, I need a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? All right, thank you. Okay. 8C, discuss and take possible action on outdoor burning ordinance. So I need a motion and a second, please.
Make a motion.
Okay, second. Second. All right. This was a version of the ordinance that we approved for legal review in 24. I wrote that.
Multiple times, but the latest. I think,
September
is-
9th
yeah.
of 2024. And that was with input from ESD5 Chief Kyle Taylor back then. And so this is Laura taking it and putting it into the code. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I just made it look like it would in the code. So what changes you might see where it says this ordinance, it would say this chapter. Some things have been rearranged. I added a common name, just called it outdoor burning ordinance. And scope, that's another thing in the code that was for the code version that was not in the previous draft version. And I think, what did I say? I just said this chapter applies to R1 residential and C1 commercial districts. I don't know if you want to keep it like that or say city limits or something else. Any,
And where's the scope at again?
it's 94.03.
Okay, thank you.
So I had that in there. I don't know if you want to keep that or change it. Do you think it's okay? Just leave it like that?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
only two that we have.
Yes, the only two. If we ever got a third, I don't know what it would be, but then we'd have to update this. That's the
Right.
only,
Yeah.
but it's not very likely. So, the other thing I noticed was probably there's a typo from the original one. It's in 94.07.c. And I think that may have supposed to have said burning must be conducted downwind of and at least 50 feet. So I think it was missing the word at, but I just literally copied and pasted from what was there before, the previous.
Yeah, it should be at least.
At
yeah.
least, okay. And, okay, what else? The other thing, David, I included the previous draft in here and you had put a comment on there about burning under trees or something like that. I don't know if that was ever answered, but I thought I'd bring that up because you had that in there.
Yeah, that was a leftover question from first round of this a few years back.
Did we want to do anything about
What
that?
was it?
If you see the packet, well.
It just talks about no burning under trees or other vegetation,
The old draft.
Oh,
So right there, he had
yeah.
asked that
but
question.
allowable burning.
So I don't know if we wanted. Was there any, so we're just.
I never got, to my recollection, we never got an answer to that. Is that the only answer?
And that would have been from who, the council or the fire marshal or who?
That was not the fire marshal. Or
Just
not
the
the fire,
council?
not the fire chief. It was been David.
So
or
that was
the
a council question or?
I think I inherited that question, to be honest.
I don't think that's something we're gonna police.
Okay, all right. Okay,
That's
so
fine,
we'll
we-
leave it, we'll just leave it. I just thought I'd bring it up since I saw it in the previous
No, I
draft.
appreciate that, no, that's fine.
Okay, the other thing that may have been, that I added, and you'll have to tell me if you want it there, is in 94.09. I added the word county because this is responsibility for consequences. Before it just said, it doesn't excuse anybody from complying with all applicable state and federal laws. I kind of felt like the word county should have been in there since we're following the county burn ban. But y'all have to tell me. Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't
and
know that the
wasn't-
county has laws.
Well, the burn.
But they're the ones that
burn-
determine the burn ban
That's
that we follow.
I think they determine the size of like bonfires and something like that, maybe. I did include in the packet the actual, the brochure that the fire marshal has currently on their website. So that's like way down at the bottom.
I'm trying to think, I usually just
Construction
call the
prohibited.
fire department.
I don't think it hurts to have
They
it.
tell me.
It doesn't hurt.
Or not.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that that was a change from
Okay.
the previous one, and I didn't know if it was okay or not. It sounds like it's okay. Other things on this that's added that weren't in the previous draft are 94.95 and .96. This is your adjustments, waivers, variances, and previous exemptions. That is literally just copied right from what we had before for like our general ordinances, just cut and paste. But it's kind of consistent with our code to have those, so I thought it makes sense to have it here. Also, the penalty, that's new, that wasn't in the previous, and this is what I was talking about, is like, how do we say we're gonna just use the general penalty? And this is some wording that I picked from like other ordinances around us, how they refer to their general penalty. So anyone who violates any provision of this chapter for which no specific penalty is prescribed shall be subject to a fine in 1099 there, which is where our general penalty is in the code.
I think that's good.
What I did not put in here that is in a lot of our penalty sections is the whole, you're gonna get a letter from us and you have to respond within 14 days and that sort of thing, because it's a fire and a burn ban and I don't think we wanna wait. That's gotta be, so I didn't put that in this one. It's just, you're burning in a burn ban or doing these things, then you're subject to that particular penalty. And in the penalty, if you look at there, we have the flexibility to, it doesn't mean you will for sure, but it just, unless you guys want to say something, add to that, we certainly can.
No, I think using the general penalty is fine. If you read the language for the burn ban for the county, when they release the burn ban for the county, it's for unincorporated areas. So realistically, we shouldn't be burning in our city unless we have an ordinance that allows us to. So we've needed this for a long time because all of us that have any kind of trees or anything, when it wasn't a burn ban and we had water,
Yeah.
we would burn the limbs and everything else and so on. So this would actually grant our residents the legal right to burn the limbs and stuff. So we've needed this for a while. Any questions? Not, I'll take a motion to approve in a second.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
But I'll just add the word at.
At.
One typo.
Yes.
The one
Yes.
typo in there. Okay.
Okay. And
So I can just write that on here, right?
yes. Mhm. And next is 8D, discuss and take possible action on alcohol sales on ordinance. What, go ahead.
We need to
before.
give it an ordinance number, that
Yes.
previous one.
That'd be one. right?
It would be 2025-11.
Oh.
What is the date today? Dash 10,
10.
dash 1.
Okay.
That's the outdoor printing one.
Okay, so next is discuss and take possible action on alcohol sales ordinance.
Just a question.
So,
Are we doing all of these? What is,
What?
or maybe I have that, let me see.
Alcohol. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, discuss and take possible action on alcohol sales ordinance. I need a motion in a second.
Motion to discuss.
Okay,
Second.
okay,
Okay, so why did I bring this? It's because I feel now that we have water and wastewater services available to our commercial district, we're probably going to see growth there. This whole area is exploding with growth, so I'd like to be prepared for that. We have no current regulations in our code regarding alcohol sales. And what I found out was, if the city, by default in the state of Texas, as long as the city hasn't outlawed it by a vote, it is allowed to be sold. And I even went and looked on, in the packet, you can see, I went and looked on the TABC's, they have a wet, dry, interactive map, and you can see, sure enough, we are able to sell alcohol. Last time I may have said incorrectly that a church could request 1,000 feet. That's not true.
School.
It's only a public school, has to do with separation of church and state. But there is no distance requirement if we don't have an ordinance adopting it. So what I found was the Texas Municipal League actually has a sample ordinance. And that's what this is. That's exactly what this is. That for any city, general law city that doesn't have any regulations regarding the sale of alcohol. So I've put everything that they say we can put is all in this ordinance. And so we can look through the particulars of it. But what it would do, it would set, if you want, I mean, it would set the, some definitions. And again, this was written by the TML's attorneys, and we're able to use it because we're members. So if you want to scroll down, Tiffany, we can look at the, I may have put, there's the wet dry map. You can see, yes, we are, I guess partially wet. And they define all that on there. But if we keep going down to the actual ordinance, sorry. Oh, and that's where, right from the TABC, where it says that in bold there, if a city has not adopted an ordinance, there is no requirement. Selling alcohol beverage must be any distance at all from a church, school, hospital, daycare, childcare facility. So this ordinance would allow us to have at least the 300 feet. And if the school board requests it 1,000, then we can do that too. So this is the actual right straight from TML, but I modified it a bit for the code. If you scroll down a little more, just keep going till you get to keep going. So all of this is pretty much cut, paste, and made to our code arrangement. Sorry, just keep going. I just wanted you to see where it came from. Oh, and some distance. What does 1,000 feet look like? What does 300 feet look like? I just put some of those on there.
So would this be consistent with what Kyle's doing?
Some of it. And I can point out, like, for instance, one of these sections is pretty wordy, and I don't think we really necessarily need all of that unless, you want it? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. But if you would go ahead and go down to the actual ordinance. So this, I think, belongs in the business regulations section of our code, which is empty right now. We have nothing in there. So this would be a new chapter in that section. And it applies to R1 and C1 again. If you go down to the, keep going. Yeah, right in here. So the common name, I just called it alcohol sales ordinance. That seems pretty consistent with those around us. Call it alcohol sales. The scope, R1 and C1. It talks about R1 later because.
Keep scrolling.
Yeah, those definitions are ones provided by TML, and they actually say here that the terms in this chapter would be consistent with the alcohol beverage code. So that's where that came from.
I don't know why we wouldn't adopt this. I don't know why we
Yeah. So this.
Go back up.
So this.
I looked at this earlier and it's.
Yeah. Okay.
Very
Well, I
specific.
mean, the only part that to me seemed a little, yeah, it talks about fees and being able to get fees and permits and that sort of thing. The only one that was 111.070, the hours of sale.
Yeah, I was looking at
That is just to me very wordy, and I think we only need the last thing personally. If you go to the 07007.
Sorry, do you want me to scroll down or
Yes,
up? Or?
yeah, please go down. 07 to 111.070.
Page
Or
128.
70.
Zero, then.
I got a section number.
Progression. Am I
Yeah.
going for a 7.7?
Dot seven.
I have a typo in here. It should be dot
There you
seven.
go.
That should be 111.70, not 070. My apologies. But those first three there are so wordy and hard to follow. And when you can drink certain types of beverages from, my personal feeling is we just need the bottom one that says the city does not adopt the late hours permits or licenses allowed by the alcohol,
TABC code.
yeah, the TAB code.
what time do liquor stores
It's just
start selling?
This liquor store stopped selling it now.
No, I mean start, because I was looking here, it says 7 a.m. They start selling it.
Well, they sell beer at 7 a.m.
You can at 7 a.m. except on Sunday.
Yeah,
Really?
and that's all in there.
The liquor store is 10 o'clock.
I did
They
not.
cannot be open all day.
Yeah.
It's early.
I,
They start on church.
Just said you can sell alcohol starting.
When I looked at cities around us, I didn't see anybody that had those big wordy time things. I did see the late hours permits and preventing the late hour thing. So it's up to y'all if you want to keep it very specific like that. The first three,
Well, as soon as the state changes that, then we have to go back and change. right?
That's true.
So the late hours is just,
I think it goes to
After
like
10.
2 a.m.
I
or
just
something.
cite
It's,
I'm sorry.
TABC webpage on that.
Well, it just says we don't adopt, or
the
we do
late-
not adopt, so whatever they change it to, we stay with that, and we just
Whatever.
use the D. Is that correct?
Oh, that was.
That's my understanding of that, yes.
So basically what we're saying is 300 feet from a church, 1,000 feet from a school,
If the school requests
if
it.
the school requests it, and we don't adopt the late hours, so whatever the 7 a.m. to midnight or whatever, that's when people can sell alcohol. We're not restricting any type of alcohol, or, you know, whether it's a bar or a restaurant that sells mixed drinks.
It actually, I think it says.
Well,
Or
one
a
of them
liquor
has
store.
It says
food.
malt and
What, yeah, that first one does say something about having the service of food. You know, maybe this is when we have our attorney look over,
I think it's also important with the upcoming growth for us to all agree, you know, what do we want in our neighborhood? And yes, it's not in our neighborhood, it's across from our neighborhood, but are you okay with the Chili's that has a bar that serves mixed drinks? I mean,
Yeah.
Or liquor store,
till midnight,
huh?
till midnight.
But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that's something we need to take the pulse of our community on and decide.
If I can't go car to it.
Not if you can't golf cart. to it, she said.
We need an overpass.
Golf cart bridge, there you go.
Maybe we could start a delivery service.
Mayor, I think maybe having, I know this is CML's language, but I think maybe this might be a good one to hold off on and have our attorney look at. Just because it's probably something we're not thinking of that we need to be.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. So is there any specific question we want our attorney to keep in mind while looking at this?
The thing I'm interested in is what we were just talking about is, can we, and if we can, how do we restrict the types of, there's some language in there, does that cover?
So if you look up at the map she showed, there's a list of the different types, and it shows which parts of the counties, and what they allow and what they don't allow. And so I think, based on that, I think we can do whatever we want. I think we could say, I remember when Utah was dry and you would come down here to the south end of Loop 4 to go to the liquor store to get beer, wine, or whatever, and then HEB
Right.
came in and
Yeah.
everything changed, so.
Here's that map, and one thing you'll notice is, there's a lot of cities that are listed down there, but ours is not. And I think in that case, we go by the precinct. If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see there's Buda, Dripping Springs, Kyle, Niederwald. You don't see Mountain City on there. So I don't know that there's like everybody almost except us.
Well, Utica had an election years ago. Mountain City, to my knowledge, has never had an election on that.
Which means by
But
default.
we don't have to.
We don't have to.
Apply to the state law.
Right.
Mhm.
Unless we want to prohibit all alcohol sales, is that correct?
And I don't think we want
We
to.
don't want to do
That,
Well, no, I agree, but that would require
that would require
an
a
election,
Yes.
vote, yes, so adoption vote.
making sure we're all clear.
As soon as it's smarter enough.
So there's
It's
all
not a big
this,
deal.
I think we're JP2, right? The precinct 2, is that what ours is?
Yeah.
So that all this other like codes on there and what they meant, I would send that to the attorney and say, this is the precinct we're in, this is what it is, and we're wanting to know if we can limit a type of alcohol, or what are we?
Establishment.
the type of establishment. So like, for
So having
example,
Chili's is one thing, having a
just a
bar
bar.
is something else.
So you'd like to see what we can do about no, just straight bar or liquor stores?
Yeah, it's allowed. I mean, it looks like everything is allowed to me.
So that's my question is, can we disallow something?
Right.
Yeah.
And then also we need to have an agreement on what we would want to disallow.
Right. Once we are told.
Right.
So we want to get an answer from him, our attorney.
Can
Can we limit
deviate?
bars, liquor stores? What do we have control over?
Language, can we restrict the type of?
Be careful what we want to restrict.
Right, right, no, I agree.
But it would be
The
low.
purpose of making this commercial across the road is revenue
Right,
for the
Right.
city.
Yeah.
And the sales tax revenue of alcohol is tremendous.
On our,
And I don't, if you drink, go. If you don't, I don't care. You know, we're interested in revenue, not in,
Well-
if there's a liquor store over there or driving beer joint or, you know, I'm not interested in having a honky tonk over there.
That's my point is with all these houses back here, that's my exact point.
well, and right now it's not allowed in that commercial zone area.
well, and they've got to be quiet at 10 o'clock, so I don't think we
It's-
can bring it.
It's,
Yeah.
none of those, a bar and those types of things are not allowed. Restaurants, cafeterias, you say we call cafeterias, there aren't any cafeterias anymore. Delicatessens, but on the list, this is the commercial zone, Exhibit C, listed allowable options, which we probably need to revisit.
So like, would a restaurant, would a Chili's be allowed? A
Well,
restaurant,
I'm sorry,
a bar?
this is in the development agreement with Plum Creek.
Oh,
Agreement. Okay, so it's not an ordinance, but it's in they're the developers. And so that development agreement applies to that 45-acre strip.
What?
So
I need a copy of that.
I think I've sent it to you, but I will be happy to send it again. But it's the development agreement and it lists the different options. I mean, it needs to be revisited because I think it lists video rental stores and stuff. So I mean, it's
It's
and-
boilerplate
it's-
from the 80s.
yeah, it's,
So this would need to go to the attorney too, because it's not just our ordinances, but it's whatever we've said here.
yes.
Uh,
And I envision that the developers, whenever they get to a point that they're gonna develop, they're gonna come back to us for an
To
updated
revise
list.
that.
And when we do that, that will open up negotiations for some other things and stuff. But,
When was this done?
2000, when did we annexed? So
So could a Chili's type restaurant go in there? I mean, I'm not.
2002,
2000.
2002.
I think we started working on.
Yes, a restaurant can,
Oh, a restaurant with a bar.
okay. But like,
Yeah, that's like the percentage it derives, how much of its gross revenue on premises alcohol sales.
You know,
et
it's
cetera.
probably,
but it doesn't list, I don't think, I don't know if it does or not. Like a gas station, I don't, it allows grocery stores. So,
That was done, we submitted that to Plum Creek.
mhm,
They didn't submit anything to us.
right, but they signed it.
They signed it,
Mhm.
but
They agreed.
is this the one?
they agreed, but we need to be very careful how we do this. We want the revenue.
I agree.
And Plum Creek's gonna come back to us when if somebody wants to open a liquor store over here, Plum Creek's gonna say, we'd like to sell that property and have a liquor store there. And we would be stupid not to agree to allow that.
Well-
The only thing I want to see over there is a brothel or a strip joint.
Correct.
Although they're very much, they'd be making a lot of money in those. The brothel, you don't get any taxes, but the strip joints, they get a lot of taxes. out of it.
And
But we don't want either one of those.
I just drank it off and came back.
No.
You can't sleep at that
we-
So anyway, I'm just.
Are we on the record?
Yes.
So
Yes,
that
we
was
are.
March 5th, this one?
Let's see, yeah. the 5th of March,
Okay,
2002.
so that's actually listed in our table of special ordinances. It didn't have a number on it. I guess there wasn't an ordinance number for it, but it was an agreement.
It's a development agreement.
And, okay, all right, so we need to know about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So I agree. We don't want to approve it tonight. We need to get some things ironed out.
March
All of the
5th.
files.
What can we do and then
2002.
what do we want to do?
Right.
So we're just gonna table this?
Yes, I think so.
Do you want me to reach out to our attorney?
I don't
Do
know.
we need to look at? Because I thought we were going to, like, what can we control, but now we have this agreement too.
Yeah, and we might want to look at similar sized cities or Wood Creek or some others to see what theirs looks like.
Or even
Well, I
Kyle, I mean, that's our neighbor.
Yeah, or Kyle.
And we don't want them driving across the street.
So Wood Creek, then you can't buy anything you consume there. You can only, they can only sell it to go.
Yeah, except that they don't cut it, except that.
Well, beer off, wine off,
You want now?
Except that the golf.
beer is off.
Oh, except at the golf course.
Except if you look at the, on the.
That's not it.
That's
not Googling it, I'm not Googling it.
All right. And another thing we could do though, while we're trying to figure out what types of alcohol and stuff, is we could pass the distance requirements and the permitting and the fees stuff.
Does it,
Is it separate or?
Well, they're in here. I mean, if you want, we can go through and just gut out some of these that we don't know what we want to quite do yet.
So is there any imminent development that's coming this way?
Not that we know of from Plum Creek.
Right.
They've just been waiting for us to get all this deal done with Kyle. And I think here in the next couple of years, we'll see something happen.
Right.
with the property.
But there's no one imminently saying.
No, I don't think anybody's knocking on their door, and if Kyle wants to put it, I mean, if they wanna put it in there, they'll have to bring it to us and see
Right.
what else is on our list. So we don't have a lot to worry about.
No, I don't. There's not a huge hurry.
So maybe table this and bring it back. For
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Next time, Laura. Sorry.
Bring it back when?
Just bring it back and put it a little bit further.
Earlier.
Earlier in the agenda.
I don't wanna make a decision on alcohol in December.
are you all saying
In alcohol,
that?
what?
We don't wanna make a decision on alcohol in December, I don't think that's right.
No.
To the Christians and the non-Christians.
Right.
What they want to do.
Right.
Let's do it in January.
Are you all saying that there are more pressing ordinance matters to take care of? And it would be advantageous to table this one until we have a forcing function, which is someone from Plum Creek saying they want to do this?
No.
Or are you
No.
saying table it until January?
We can table till January.
And then whether, does Laura have action items until
Yeah, that's
then?
what I'm trying to figure out. What am I doing? Or just bringing the same thing back again? Or
No,
what?
I'd say let's look at what's around us.
Well, I've been doing that.
Okay.
Well,
I do
think
that a
maybe-
lot.
is- Have the attorney look at this particular one, answer us a couple of questions. And then maybe we can edit down some of the language on all the hour stuff and all that. Because everything else looks okay. to me.
The questions around establishment and the questions you were.
Bars, liquor
earlier.
stores, what can we control, but also there's this development agreement. So with that development agreement, it might take the attorney a little bit more time to look through this thing. With that, the only thing is, let's say next week somebody comes to us and says, we want to build a bar, but we have nothing permitting wise, or to even say, yeah, you have to pay a fee. Because that's another thing. You
Can we-
can't build without paying those permitting fees. That's all in here too.
Maybe check and see right now, something scaled way down that just says, that sets the limits or the distances that alcohol can be sold next to a church and a school.
That's fine. See, we could do that and then save the other parts for, come back and amend it later. Like for instance, prohibiting beer and malt beverages sales in residential districts. I don't see why we wouldn't pass that.
Right.
So that's 111, 115. Okay, so we're not gonna be selling beer out of our house.
Right.
Okay. The local fee required, that's in 11120. This is just saying, hey, if you want to sell, manufacture, distill in the commercial zone, we have fees. And these are what are set forth by the state, the local fees. And it says what those would be. And you can't sell that without first paying us those fees. So I don't see why we wouldn't pass that and just have that ready in place for if and when this question comes to us. So I don't see anything wrong with 111.20. The minimum distance requirements in 111.50, and that's all the 300 or 1,000 feet, depending with the churches, schools, and daycares and stuff. I don't see why we wouldn't have that in place
Well,
ahead
are
of
you
time.
wanting to approve it now, or you're saying these are the changes I would like to make to pare it down to bring it back in December?
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Because there are so many words, I'm not sure I'm tracking, but if we could see a clean, pared down version like you're
Yeah.
proposing, I think that's what everyone's interested in.
Yeah.
I would agree.
To me, all I would do, like I said before, was in 111.70, I'd take A, B, and C out and just leave D with and everything else in place. That's what I would do.
So you're only
and D-
proposing out of all that just to take out ABC?
Yeah, with the whole hours of what you can sell and when, and just leave, we're not gonna do the late hour permits.
For now.
Because it doesn't really speak to, this doesn't spell out what we're allowing and what we're not allowing
Right.
that I see.
That is kind of what 70 was kind of saying, well, you can only do this during this time if you serve food or whatnot. And maybe that's something we need to have an attorney look at those particulars. And with whatever
And it says-
agreement we have with the agreement with Kyle.
So are you just wanting to, I'm confused, like right now, you want to?
No, I'm not
I was
gonna,
just
I'm not
saying-
gonna approve anything tonight
Okay,
based on all that.
Well,
Too many
so-
moving parts. Way too many.
Claim some first to read.
Yeah.
well, okay, so all I would be doing would be taking out the ABC from the hours of sale.
Right, I think everything else can stay. I mean,
That's what
it's
I'm,
a quick read, but I don't think it speaks to like whether we're gonna sell wine or beer or, it just talks about where it can be, that we can charge a fee. I feel like there's a penalty, not less than $10 and not more than 200 per offense. And, you know, if I could sell beer and just pay the city $200 for selling it without a license, that'd be pretty cheap.
That's ABC.
well, that's TABC, yeah. That,
Right, but
that's
that's
right
just-
out of them.
Okay, if that's their.
But it's
number.
per event. Very expensive beer.
So would this allow Loving Mountain City to sell alcohol at their events?
They have a license.
Up
Not
here
in the
it's-
resident, if this is residential, no.
This is
It's not
residential.
resident, this isn't residential, what we're selling right now, is it?
Yes,
It's also-
It is.
I thought it said in that little agreement or something.
But
as long
we
as you
have waivers, there's a thing in
Rental
here.
agreement says no.
We have
Thank you.
adjustments or
That's good.
waivers we could do
I know.
down here.
I don't want to drag it out, I was just asking.
Right.
Yeah,
If you have a license, so.
and then I guess they'd need a
Or hire
license.
someone with a license.
And there's something in here about not selling in a park, so. Anyway.
Oh.
Okay, so
Well,
So-
except for
what
adjustment.
are we doing for this one? Are
We
we
are tabling this item,
Yeah.
to December or January?
January.
January.
Yeah, it needs to be taken.
Okay.
Okay, so you want me to bring it back with this taken out, and am I going to the attorney or no? Or we just want to look at it later?
I wanna
And then
look,
decide if we want
I wanna
to-
look at it and then we can, if we approve it, then we'll send it to attorney. I don't wanna send it to attorney and spend dollars.
Yeah, okay, I certainly don't either, so I'll just
Okay.
bring it back in January.
Thank you.
We've got all those hour things
Yeah.
on there. Cause like I said, nobody else is
All right.
going to that weekend. I know. I just want everyone thinking about it, that's all.
Yeah.
This will definitely spur us on.
Next is, E is discuss and take possible action on new city ordinance violations. Need a motion and a second, please.
I make a motion?
Second.
Okay. Any new ones?
Yeah, Mayor, I may have one. I may have one, 330 Live Oak. there is an RV that's parked in the backyard behind the fence, and it appears that somebody's living in that RV.
Okay. So that's at 330, that's what the corner is?
It's across.
Maple,
It's,
across from Hopcross?
it's county, it's, category from you, it's headed to the cul-de-sac, and we'll call it.
They had the big garage, it's a really big house, and it is on the corner.
Corner of Maple and Meadows?
Yes,
Yeah.
and the lights are on in the morning, there's AC running.
The pop out is out all the time.
What?
The pop out?
Yeah,
Okay.
My slides stay out all the time too.
are you living in your RV?
On my RV.
Only when he's in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes he's in
Right. Maybe a courtesy letter to, with
Okay,
the reference to,
Yeah.
living in.
got it?
Yeah.
On it?
Thank you.
You bet, thank you. And then, you guys wanted me to put this in here for 102 as a possible violation?
Right, the
Or
burn down house,
list of possible violations?
were they notified?
Oh, 102?
No, because you guys said to put on the agenda to discuss it was my takeaway from the
Oh, I
emails.
Oh, I thought you had, not yet, okay. So, this is the, so the burned down house property, that's this one. And last time, we discussed that the building permit is over.
And they were notified.
Okay.
Okay.
And their house is for sale. And so we've had several complaints from citizens about the mess. So these are potential ordinance violations. Building sites must be kept clean during construction, whether it's not construction anymore. So the big piles of dirt and rocks and all that should probably be removed. And whatever other construction debris they've got. You can see up here, so there's a lot of items in the yard that you can see from the street, trailers and scrap metal and miscellaneous fencing and things that have been back there. It's been 3 years, actually tonight will be 3 years that the fire happened. And so those items.
That day, remember, right?
So, well,
I definitely don't. So long story short, just need to know, what am I writing the letter for? Which one or ones of these items, but I want you guys to be aware of the fact that I don't have a physical address. Mailing address was left for the owner. And so all I have to go on is have appraisal district and have an email address. So just so you know, if it escalates.
It's listed with a realtor, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we contact a realtor and see if they have it?
You guys, if you want me to contact a realtor, I will.
I mean, not just.
I think I can find you an address. Where you moved,
Did
maybe.
he leave a forwarding address with you?
So
Don't you live in
No.
Folsom?
I don't think you can do number one, the 06,
Okay.
because it's not, the construction's over. So you can't,
Well, construction.
But it is still a construction site because it's not a completed house. Even if they're not under, under a permit or any of that, it's still,
Still a construction.
it's a construction, it's an incomplete structure.
okay.
And so they need to make it a clean lot, in my mind.
Okay. So maybe 93.07, not used for the sale, display, or storage of junk.
The public and private nuisance.
The scrap metal and trailers and other things that have been back there.
what was the final? Did you guys say yes on 9106 or no? I heard mixed reviews.
Yeah, I think he was saying that.
I was saying no.
I'm
They're saying yeah.
And you're saying yes to 9307,
Yes.
okay?
And then what is the next one?
Is there a?
158006 architectural control.
But you already notified them on that one. Right.
But if we're sending a single comprehensive letter that says all the things,
Okay, doesn't hurt.
So this one is just saying that the project has ended because it's been a year.
Right.
so when you say this one, are you talking about 158006?
Yes.
Do you guys want me to cite that one?
Well, I don't know if there's a violation, except that it's expired now. So that's why that first one was there, because you had said before, when citizens brought this up, that we can't do anything because there was a building permit and they're allowed a certain amount of mess.
Right.
Well, now there's not a permit anymore because it's expired.
So we're writing a letter to build a paper trail, because I think we might need it for this
Yeah.
one. What do you guys want in that paper trail?
Probably
Well-
let them know that it's been a year and it's expired, the construction permit,
Okay, what's next?
the one we had
The 06,
just
I already
above.
got that one.
okay.
Oh, wait, y'all wanna do 06? I have 07.
Which is
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at other 6, sorry.
the
Okay,
display
07.
07, I think.
okay, we're doing this one, I have this one down, I have this one calling out that their deal is expired.
Okay.
What about this one?
Well, that was the one where they started construction before getting their septic plan approved. I don't know that there's
That's-
anything we can do about
No.
that now.
They've already been told
Was-
that.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
been told that. That's why it got
Okay.
stopped.
So the final one there, the parking there, so what this was saying is those things have to be behind like the front facade of the house. Well, there is no facade. There's no residence there. And there are trailers and just a lot of other things.
But we cover the trailers up above, right? Then
Well,
07 cover.
that depends. Well, you know,
That's gonna hit it again because it talks about,
Even if it's repeating or saying, I did it again.
this one might be a smart one, because it says, may not be parked or stored on any lot, except when in conformity.
Yeah,
And it's not.
yeah, behind the primary structure or front facade when there isn't a facade. There's nothing.
So including that one, that's it?
Yeah, I
Those
think,
big
unless
mounds
you
of
know
dirt-
of any other
Those big
ones.
mounds of dirt were there when the house was there. You just couldn't see them.
Well, not the big rock piles though.
It did get bigger.
The rocks.
yeah, they were there beforehand, but they did grow.
the-
Okay, so I'm citing 9307, I'm mentioning 158006 because their construction permit has expired, and I'm citing 158040. I'll send it to the address that Cat Appraisal has, and I'll send it via email, and Laura's gonna look and see if she has a potential forwarding address, and then we can reach out to the real estate agent as a backup, of course. Did I miss anything on that one?
No, you're good.
Are there any other homes?
Any others?
Nope.
All right. Move on to other informational items. They did complete the crosswalk and all today, so all the
They're not compliant with it.
they're now compliant, so we should be receiving a bill, I'm sure, this week to pay. We paid for the signage, and now we'll pay for the, I was gonna say painting, but they didn't paint. It was that,
It's a stencil. or
yeah,
A sticky thing.
yeah,
Well, that's what they use that every reflective.
yeah.
It just looks sticky.
One thing that I would have there, when you're coming into the city, or our city back here, there's a sign coming this way. Going the other way, it says, when you're going into college, it says you're coming into the city of Mountain City.
No, it says
Exiting.
exiting or leaving Mountain City,
Shows
entering.
you how good mine is.
Yeah,
You need to find out.
leaving, entering. So there's one for both. Yeah, there's one for both. I make sure that,
I thought it said the same thing. I was like, wait a minute.
I wanted to make sure people
It
knew
looks- yeah.
where they were, because City of Cal doesn't know where they're at.
Okay.
So, the other thing that I have is I was notified by Mr. Miller and the school district that the water easement that goes down the fence line of Live Oak Homes, all those agreements have been signed. It is for a water easement at this time. So that construction will start this next year. It's possible that we may see them start coming up Miller's property in March, April, but they're not going to do the school district until the kids are out and stuff.
What about the fence? When's it going?
The fence that's back behind, there's construction right now. That's a third item. There's construction going on right now at the old baseball field and so on, and it's going to be a covered athletic practice field, special events thing. I think the roof will be maybe, they said 60 foot tall. So they can play soccer games and everything else. So that's going on there. They will put a fence in. I asked the school district about the fencing and so on, because I think some workers said, their surveyors said they were going to do like a 3 foot gap or 30-inch gap between the new fence and the existing fence. And so I called them, I said, it's probably not a smart idea. So they're going to move that fence so it'll replace the existing fence. They'll work with our residents to coordinate to make sure that there are no dogs in those sections, or that they're put up while they're constructing that fence. But they will probably do that fencing after that easement's done, which would make sense, because otherwise they gotta cut through their new fence. So yeah, that was so several moving parts of things coming.
What is the water line gonna entail running through Mr. Miller's,
It's how big pipe is it? 12 inches or 16-inch pipe?
12 or 16.
Yeah, it's a big pipe. They're going to, last I heard, they were going to use a trencher as opposed to hammer. Yeah. But we're not a party of and have any control on what that contract says or.
Do you know how far off the fence? Is it?
15 foot.
Okay.
15 foot, I think.
Pretty far over there.
Yeah.
It's gonna go through all those trees.
Yeah, it's not our battle. I mean, I fought them as much as I could. As of right now, there's not a trail or anything that's allowed in there. The school district is adamantly against that. Mr. Miller is against that, but we got to be diligent in watching and stuff. So.
And then also Laura reminded me that there's no lights on over here.
Our new road.
And
Oh, that's
I told her, I said, well, we're
okay.
not paying.
Fourth thing, I did talk to the church. And so they are working with PEC because Lennar did not do the electrical connections on that side of what they were supposed to do. So they're working with PEC to get some stuff worked out.
Okay.
So
And that
that's
affects us
still,
turning the streetlights on?
yeah, because there's no power there.
That's why it's,
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured they'll let me know when they want me.
I have a couple
Thank you, Bill.
items when you're done.
I'm done. So information items go.
Just quickly, speaking of PEC, I just was curious about franchise fees and looked at my bill and discovered that I've been paying the city of Buda franchise fees instead of Mountain City. So Mayor and I, we've been in discussions with PEC. Who else in Mountain City is our fees are going to the wrong place? And I think they've identified 5 maybe, but I haven't seen an update on that. And my bill's kind of all over the place right now. I'm not sure what to do.
Because of the zip code, probably?
Well,
I really don't know.
the zip code, and we have like Live Oak Drive. They have Live Oak Street.
Well, it's
We have
Street.
Cedar Drive.
Yeah.
They have Cedar Street. So they actually,
So-
on your bill, I think it said Cedar Street.
It did say Cedar Street.
So therefore, huh?
It's probably.
So
Right.
they're in review of that, and hopefully we'll get back the money that should have been coming to us for at least 28 years in my case. So we'll see.
I'm not holding my breath on that
I'd like to.
one. I'm hopeful they fix
We'll
it going
see.
forward, but I'm not
Yeah.
hopeful that you'll get back pay.
And, second, we have variable windfall from the city.
Yeah.
Okay, any other informational items?
No, I'm ready to go.
We're adjourned.
Okay, we're adjourned.
We're adjourned.
What lights up?
The lights over our sign.